We're through the first quarter of the season. Hard to believe, I know, as we kick off in this Week 5 contest. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Back to the well again. Give him 2 yards on the run, and that leaves them just inches short for 3rd down.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go. Nix from the gun. He's on the move. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down. They've got to like how they've been moving it early here. It's down to the opposing 45-yard line. He's got room to roam here. And they can't jump to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
That's another Denver Broncos.
Finds a man right side. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Has the Denver touchdown. The Broncos finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
One after tries, goodbye Lutz. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. Finds some space, he's past the 30. I don't know if they're going to get to him. He took it all the way. way. Touchdown. Oh, baby, what a return. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kickback for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Play action with Nix. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Here's the one back on the handoff. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Working quickly here. Here we go on 4th, Nix. Brought in right side. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the 1st instead.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Another carry for him. And another stop along the line. Defense with a great couple of back-to-back reps. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Out of the gun, it's Nix. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that brings up 4th and long. On comes Will Lutz in the Broncos field goal unit. From 37 yards in the right hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And he got all in that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Herbert throwing right away. Finds the in route complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
It's a gain of 25.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of this. John Franklin Myers coming in to clean things up.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Herbert on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Complete out to the right. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. Just a field goal separates these two. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They'll only need a few inches here on 3rd down. Going for the first with Dobbins. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
First and 10. Here's Herbert. Pressure coming, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Trying again, following the sack. It is Cup, left side. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped.
Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. They'll motion him out of the backfield. On 3rd down, Herbert. Complete beyond the marker. Touchdown, LA. Dicker on now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. Marvin Mims now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Shotgun snap to Nix. He lets a heater go deep. Big gain downfield. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a 31-yard play. And that'll be good for a Denver first. Throwing now from the gun. Getting out to his left. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security's a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. That's Odafe Owe with a stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Herbert from the gun. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And he brings up 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Throw on 3rd down. He's on the move. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Broncos corral it. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Man, that run was looking so good for him, but you'll see QBs don't always tuck it away like running backs do. That was loose, ball away from his body, and in prime position to be knocked free. That's exactly what happens once that defender catches him downfield.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Throwing now following the turnover. Fits it through the middle. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They're set up at the 35 now. On 1st down, they'll run. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running it now out of the gun. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Keely Ringo making the play.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. The Broncos trailing on the scoreboard. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Sending the tight end in motion left. Here's the give on 3rd and short. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Now Nix. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best. And you get to see how you handle the most pressure. And it turns out they handled it pretty darn well. And now they'll keep pushing.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Looking for an open man. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Nix to throw. On the move, headed right. He's keeping it again. He drives this down to the 8 before going out. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a 1st down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. 2 yards on the pickup, and that brings up 3rd and goal from the 7.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion. Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Things trim back down to a single-point Brock as they send this off and away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Forced out to his right. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Throwing on first is Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Just before halftime, to get a timeout, take it.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this first half. 3rd time. Now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started. Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. And incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
Throwing it just before halftime. He's trying another one deep. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Broncos are stopped on that return. So that interception is going to be the final play of this opening half. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this.
13.
Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Davis there to grab it. Space past the 35. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First and 10, Herbert. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Second and 10 now. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Well, that's when you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Herbert throwing again. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Shotgun handoff for Dobbins. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On the play fake, it's Herbert. That's caught at the 4. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Dobbins can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Running for it with Dobbins. And he's in for the touchdown. The Chargers grow the lead coming out of halftime. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers grow their lead to 8. The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. Return coming from the 6. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 21 at the 16-yard line.
Another try following the sack. Chased out to his right. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that 1st down.
And he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
And they got home, sacked him on 4th down. We've got a turnover on downs, and the defense takes over in plus territory.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Couldn't make the connection, was looking for Ladd McConkey. And it's going to be 2nd down. Play action now for Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Puts a little too much into this one. That's too high. Brings up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Brown's kick is up and good. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
On the return, here's Mims. Big lick from the coverage team there. And that's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Second and 3 now. They give it to him again. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Give him 3 on that gain. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
First down, ball at the 36. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. Second down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Finds Mims. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. It was Preston Smith with a stop. On third down, here's Nix. Flush down now to his left. Throwing on the run, deep down that left. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Catch made over the middle. He gets it ahead and winds up with about 3. Sent down by Cody Barton.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
They'll throw again. Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact. You couldn't do it.
To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. From the red zone now. And he will score. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
And the two-point pass falls incomplete. They tried to get aggressive, but it doesn't work. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. As that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now they send their back in motion right. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That one goes for 25 yards. And it brings up an LA first down. Here's Herbert. Finding Davis. He's still going at the 30. Running down the left side.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he could transform a short completion into a big play.
So they'll be set up with a 1st and goal when we come back. It's Chargers football as they try to hang on to a lead in a close game. All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Handoff goes to Dobbins, running left. We'll take it in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers stretch it to a 2-score game in the 4th. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers push the lead up to 12.
Broncos 19.
The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. And that kick is going to go out of bounds, and you know what that means. That ball is headed to the 40. So march it forward after they accept the penalty. First and 10 from the 41. Shotgun snap to Nix. He throws a bullet to the center of the field, into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Picked by Alohi Gilman. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Herbert on first down. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down. Not on the same page with his tight end. So it'll be second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
They connect on the deep shot. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Herbert now off the play fake. He beams one deep right side. He's got it deep downfield. And that's a Los Angeles touchdown. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They are just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared and, more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Okay, this is it. I'm not having fun anymore.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers go up by 19. The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. On the return, here's Mims. He takes a pop, and the ball comes out. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery.
You know, awareness, Kate, is one of the best skills anyone on the return team can possess. And normally it's just for hitting blocks and clearing the lane and doing their job. But there it was recognizing the fumble and locating it quickly to save the possession.
And that throw just too high for him.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Caught, nice gain left side. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. Here's Nix to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing it again here. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
That's good for a Denver Broncos.
They'll throw it again. Has him on the quick hitter. Has room into the secondary. And this is down all the way to the 3. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Offense in the hurry up here.
Brings up second and goal.
Another chance for him. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Third time's the charm. He gets it again. And he's in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos get it back to within 2 possessions. Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Broncos shave some of the lead. It's down now to 12. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. They're out and set, first and 10. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
That's complete inside the 35. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
Dobbins on first and goal. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. And he finds him in the end zone for an LA touchdown. The Chargers have likely locked up the win right there. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers go up by 19. The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. On the return, here's Mims. And look at this return. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for first and 10. Here's Nix. Escapes the pocket. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It was the rookie from LSU that time on the tackle. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Nick's now to throw. Buys time, rolling right. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Asante Samuel Jr. makes the play. And the Chargers get the football as he makes his third interception of this season. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Running back sent in motion. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Hurry up offense now as time runs down. Wow, they're going to pass it here. He fires one deep down the right. Brought in inside the 20. And he's out of bounds just inside the red zone. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. First down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw when you throw it that deep outside the numbers that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off. With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Putting a receiver in motion. Herbert from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Motioning him from the slot right. Herbert here, 3rd and long. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Pat Surtain has it. And the Broncos get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought that defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Big gain downfield. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. Nix with it on 1st. Connects with the open man downfield. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you watch guys try to make this throw. But without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. No luck finding his receiver that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. They'll throw again. Nix. Looking for... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now 4 seconds left. We've got a timeout. Not that the final play is going to change the outcome, but we will get one more snap. One final shot here. And there's our last-in image of this game. It's intercepted. So the Chargers take this one on the road. And they take their first skirmish with their division rivals with a chance at a sweep awaiting them later in the year in their building. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kent Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Chargers, as we'll see you next time from Denver.
Yes, I be here.